What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with my review of the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. Now this device was launched several months ago, and since being launched, it's been one of Samsung's most successful phones. And I'm certainly not surprised by that, because we're really getting a lot of value here with this device for what it is. In fact, if you go on eBay right now and you want to buy this phone open box, you can get the phone for well under $500, which makes it an even better deal. So you can certainly buy it brand new, and I will be linking to the phone in the video description. However, if you do want to save some money, maybe look at all of your options. I've also heard that if you buy this phone through a carrier, you also potentially could save even more money. So again, there's many different ways to actually buy this phone. I'm just saying that there's a lot of good deals out there to be had. Now before we get too far into things here with the S24 FE, let's see what all comes included in the box. So here's the box. You can see right there the name of the phone. We'll open this up here and see what is included. And there's no USB wall adapter, so just letting you know right now. But opening this up here, we have some literature. There we go right there. And then also, we have a double-sided USB-C cable for charging and data transfer. So while the Galaxy S24 FE is meant to be a budget flagship, it pretty much has all the features you'd be looking for with a flagship device. Now, if you want to go really upmarket and compare this phone to the Galaxy S24 Ultra, there's certainly features that phone has that this one doesn't, and I'll mention that all in a separate video. But basically, for what this phone is, it's one of the best deals to be had. Now with this device, we're getting a very large 6.7-inch display, and it looks really good. It is Dynamic AMOLED 2X, and we are getting a 120Hz refresh rate here with the device. So overall, just a great looking display, really good colors too, and also great viewing angles as well, which is something that comes along with it being AMOLED. Now the display is 1080p, which is one downgrade compared to the regular S-series devices. We're getting a PPI of 385, a 19.5:9 aspect ratio, and an 88% screen-to-body ratio. So we are getting very small bezels all throughout here on the device. And then up top here, the 10-megapixel front-facing camera is in this small hole punch. So having a 1080p display on a flagship isn't always what I'm looking for necessarily, but you can see that the display here on the phone is very crisp and clear, and definitely when you're looking at the display, it doesn't seem like it should be any more sharp than it actually is. So that's certainly a good thing. Now again, like I mentioned, the front-facing camera is 10 megapixels. I'll be showing you some sample photos and videos a little bit later on in this video, but overall the cameras are excellent on this device. This phone is offered in two different storage configurations, either 128 gigabytes or 256, but unfortunately there is no microSD card expansion. So when I originally got this phone, it was a pre-order, and along with that pre-order, they're giving me double the storage for the same price. So this version of the phone is 256. Now what's cool though is that this phone does feature 15-watt wireless charging, which is great. And the phone does have an in-display fingerprint sensor, so it's really fast and responsive, it works really well. And in addition to that, the phone also has face unlock. So I do appreciate that we have multiple methods here for getting into the phone. Now on the back of the device, we're getting a triple camera setup, we're getting a 50 megapixel main camera, a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and an 8 megapixel telephoto camera, giving us a 3x optical zoom. So it pretty much has all the camera features that you'd expect to find with a flagship smartphone, which is definitely a great thing. So you can see here, this is the main camera right now. Now, if I do want to switch to the full 50 megapixel mode, I can tap up here and switch it to 50M. And then now I'll take a photo. And then now pulling this up, you can see how crisp and clear this image is. So if you want to, you can capture images at all times in that 50 megapixels. However, I recommend not doing that because it will take up a lot of extra space on your device. But then from here, we can go over to 0.5 to access that ultra wide camera, which is certainly very helpful. And then also over here, you can see where it says 3, that is the 3x optical camera. So it is an optical telephoto zoom. So it's not a digital zoom. This is its own lens doing this. And that's definitely a big difference compared to just using a generic digital zoom, that's for sure. Then from here, we can flip around to the front-facing camera. There's me right there. We can capture selfies either in the normal way. We can capture portrait selfies too. I like that you can crop out as well for a group selfie. And then for video, this phone does support 8K video with the rear camera, and we also have other resolutions available as well. And then for the front-facing camera, it maxes out at 4K video. But let's now take a look at some camera samples from the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. Now I'll let these images speak for themselves, but overall the quality of the cameras here on the S24 FE really are excellent. I can't ask for much better quality, and especially for a phone that is as affordable as this one, despite it technically being a flagship, but the photos look great. I mean, really, I wouldn't expect any better of image quality, and certainly for phones in this mid-range price category, this is about as good as it gets. So I'm very happy with the results here, just excellent photos in general. And whether it's using the ultra-wide camera or the zoom camera or just the regular camera or even taking a selfie, this phone just does an excellent job when capturing images. But let's now take a look at some video samples from the Galaxy S24 FE. What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with a 4K front-facing test video from the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. Definitely curious to know what you think about the audio and video quality. And here's a 4K test video using the main rear camera here on the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. So we have very good autofocus in video mode, which is great. Now I just switched over to the ultra-wide camera, and I do appreciate that in the single video frame, you can switch between the main and ultra-wide. And then also the same thing for the telephoto camera. You can switch in the same video frame. So this is a 3x optical zoom right now. And then back out to ultra-wide, you can see the difference here. Now with the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE, this phone comes with 8GB of RAM, paired up with the Samsung Exynos 2400E processor. And in general, I've had a great experience with the device, and that processor does run really well. Now I had some people ask if the phone runs warm at all, but it really doesn't. I mean, it just runs cool to the touch. I have not had an issue, even when initially setting up the phone, which is typically the time where the phones get hot, it wasn't getting hot. So it's a good processor, it's a good choice for a phone like this. And here are the benchmark scores for the device. I got a single core score of 2040 and a multi-core score of 6363. So I recommend running this test on your current phone and then compare your scores to these scores to see how the S24 FE compares to your current device. Another nice thing about this phone too is that it supports up to 25 watt fast charging. Now I know compared to a lot of phones, especially phones sold in other parts of the world, 25 watts is not much, but at the same time, Apple's brand new iPhones in every configuration max out at a similar charging speed. So considering this phone is meant to be a mid-range flagship, 25 watts is certainly fine. It's plenty fast. And with a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, it's going to recharge that battery pretty fast as well. But even just having a battery that big does give this phone really good battery life too. Now with this device, we are getting NFC, so there is Samsung Pay present, which is great. And then the phone does come with Android 14 out of the box, but I know that Android 15 and One UI 7 is right around the corner. But in conclusion, I'm a big fan of the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE. In many ways, I feel like this phone is Samsung's best kept secret. It's really an excellent device and really gives us a lot more value than you really even expect. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. This is Kevin here. This is the Samsung Galaxy S24 FE, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and have a great rest of your day.